G'day, this is Captainoob, and in this video I'm going to be attempting to take out a Scorchbeast using the level 1 starter weapons that are completely modified, standard parts, standard everything. So here we are at Vault 76, ready to pick up our weapons, and you know, this is a cool moment when you first get out of the vault in 76. You're level 2 because you level up inside the vault for some reason, but you're outside, you finally see the vast expanse of the Appalachian Mountains, you see some of the weather in the distance, some of the pretty colours, because Bethesda made Fallout 76 more colourful because it wasn't as ravaged by nukes. But you need to quickly grab yourself a weapon because there's some scary monsters and some commie bots out there that might start shooting at you as soon as you spawn in. So you'll run over to this responder corpse and she'll be carrying a pipe pistol on it, a couple of bits of ammo and some of the crap, but here it is. She didn't originally give it to me over-repaired, so I just had to degrade it a little bit, and now it is over-repaired, and this is the weapon we're going to be using at a staggering 38 damage. Yeah, right? Okay, so let's discuss build and gear. Going into my build just quickly, we'll start off with Perception. I've actually upgraded that to 11 because I didn't need quite as much as Intelligence. I'll get to that in a second. But basically, Crackshot is there to give me a little bit of extra range when I'm firing this thing whilst aiming down sights, which is useful because with the stub barrel, it has barely any range. So reaching out and getting a little bit more damage at range is helpful for this thing. Concentrated fire is a very important one because that'll help me out with VATS directly. And I've got my build set up to do a lot of VATS critting, so you know, the more crits the better, the more damage the better, and this will help me get accuracy on the weaker spots, say the head. So hopefully a crit on the head will do some amount of damage, enough to move the health bar a little bit, and to fill up more points I've got Glow Sight, which will help us out if any glowing enemies show up. Don't think they will. And also Awareness. Those are 5 extra points just to increase my VATS accuracy as it is. Fireproof is there to ignore basically all of the screaming sonic damage from the Scorchbeasts. For some reason, 30% means 100%. They barely damage you at all. Got License Plumber to make this thing break down slightly less faster than it would without it. And yeah, normally I'd have Gunsmith at rank 5, but that only maxes out at rank 3, so I've got 2 extra points. Chuck them into Perception. I've got Nerd Rage. You might notice how my health is at Nerd Rage threshold down there, and that is because I want to get all of the boosts of damage that I possibly can get. So I've got Adrenal Reaction, give me an extra 50%, and some more extra damage from Nerd Rage itself. So yeah, it's a decent boost. 38 is still nothing, but still. Obviously, we're going to be using these Gunslinger perks, 9 ranks in them to give me plus 60% more damage. Gunfeel is there to use in VATS. If I manage to take out a target, I'll get a little bit of extra damage from it, but the functionality of that perk is worth the extra point anyway. Got 2 ranks in Adrenaline, and Modern Renegade, one of the worst perks in the game. Even at rank 3, it's only 4% chance. If I had a rifle, I could put one rank of Tormentor and have a 1% more chance of actually hitting stuff and crippling it. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like that could use a buff, but once I've got the Scorchbeast wing crippled and it comes to ground, it's in range, I'll switch that out for Adrenaline rank 5 so I can get plus 60% because I want every single point of damage that I can possibly get. Obviously, Bloody Mess helps it out a little bit as well. 15% is always a nice bonus. Grim Reaper Sprint is there to give me something in luck that's useful. Normally I'd chuck on something like 4-leaf Clover, but that's not really useful. So 15% more to a chance to restore action point costs. Action points in after a kill is fairly decent. Better criticals are to boost my damage ever so slightly more when I do criticals, which is I'm going to be attempting to pop up a lot of those, and Serendipity is there for survivability, Starch Gene so I don't get any mutations at my massive rad bar here, and Critical Savvy so I can spam more criticals. Going over the gear just quickly, I've got unyielding stuff. Some of this has AP refresh, which is useful. This one has plus Perception. This one has plus Luck. The other 3 do have AP regen, which is useful. And my buffs are going to be as follows. Blackberry Juice, Carrot Flower for extra Perception, more agility from Mute Fruit Juice, crit damage plus 20% from Blight Soup, and Cranberry Jam gives me extra bit of damage resist. And here are my mutations. Let's get started, eh? Okay, so it looks like we've drawn a disease Scorchbeast, which is a shame, but whatever, I've got disease cures on me. Now we shoot it in the wing until it drops, and luckily we got a cripple there. 4% chance, I must be lucky. Anyway, she's gonna start screaming at us because whatever, and I'm going to do a disease cure. Let's see you try to infect me again, you bastard. Now you're going to land? Yes you are. So what I probably might do is find the other wing, that's the leg, there's the other wing, and just knock that out as well. Got quite lucky there. Now I can take out the cronies. I'll just aim for the head, and that's the kind of damage I'll be getting out of this. It's not very impressive at all, is it? But what I want to do is, before the thing takes off, what I'll do is I'll chuck on rank 5 of Adrenaline for 60% more damage rather than the 42% chance I was getting. And now the Scorchbeasts is doing the dance, which is helpful. And now I get to crit spam it in the face. So it should be a easy job from here. We might as well just take that guy out because, yeah, just don't worry about that, that's fine. Yep, we even get a bit of gunfill action happening here. Run out of AP before we can actually do much, but luckily we've got a bit of AP regen armor, and whilst the AP is regenerating, we'll just continue to shoot these guys in the face. Ah yes, a nice and squishy level 14 Scorch to help me deal with this. Just gonna back off a little bit so I don't take all of the rads until I die. And here's where having Crackshot helps out a little bit. It's... yeah, basically as soon as I had the thing crippled, I won. And the thing's not gonna spawn any more creatures, I don't think, to fight me. So this should be a pretty easy job. Perhaps I underestimated the effectiveness of the 4% chance to cripple, but, or either that I just got lucky, and I think my adrenaline is worn off at this point. Got a full AP bar, might as well just keep on shooting it. As you can tell, it takes a while. Oh, we're being shot at again. Looks like one more crony has come up. You can really see the difference between when I get the crits and when I'm not. There we go. Bit of gunfill action to finish off, eh? Extra 10% damage, plus an extra 10% on that. Thanks to Adrenaline, and we are done with this Scorchbeast. Yeah, don't ask me to do a queen like that, because that'd take ages. For some reason I thought that was an auto grenade launcher, but it's not, so I can calm down. Okay, so that was a pistol, that was range, so it's a lot easier, right? What if we do it with the first melee weapon that you see in the game? I reckon that'll be a true test. Okay, so here we are outside the vault once again, and this time we're going for a melee character because, well, we're going to be using the machete that is found down there. And whilst I'm running down there, yeah, this character isn't perfectly spec towards melee. We're missing out on a couple of things, mainly incisor and twisted muscles, which is a fairly decent boost of damage, but this is where you'll find the melee. You've got the pipe gun over that way and the machete on this guy. I've already grabbed it, and here it is. As you can tell, 148 damage, a lot more impressive than the pipe gun, that's for sure, but obviously we don't have a lot of range, although this is a level 5 variant of weapon. Huh, okay, well, it's a starter weapon. Maybe I should go for a level 1 variant. Okay, quick trip to the Overseer's camp, where we've actually crafted our level 1 machete with the full health bar, so I guess that's kind of nice. But anyways, 131 damage, which is not too bad, and obviously because a lot of that damage is derived from my gear and current setup. So let's have a look at that, shall we? So first of all, in the strength, this is filled up. Like I said before, the only limitation I have is not having an extra, say, 50% more armor penetration from incisor, because I've got 2 points in bandolier. If I take that, I'll be over capacity. But we've got a 3 ranks in martial artist for faster swing speed, which is very, very good for DPS. Master Gladiator, Expert, and Regular for an extra 60% slapped on top of that. I've got Grenadier and Fire in the hole, and that is because I'm going to be using, you might have spotted this before, explosive baits to take down the Scorchbeast. Hopefully this will work. It might be something new. Normally I just use a shotgun and, you know, stick it to the ground like that, but I want to see if the explosive bait works. It actually, people said that it brings down the Scorchbeast, but it's always easy just to shoot him, so we'll see how that works. We've also got Fireproof again, and Radical. I've moved 1 point from Intelligence to there, because, well, we don't really need all this Intelligence, do we? So Radical will give us extra strength based on our radiation level, which is at Nerd Rage to show it again. That's why Nerd Rage is there, so aforementioned bonuses of that and Adrenal Reaction apply. And we've got a Sneaky set up here, going for a Ninja too, so if we can get it on the ground and quickly get it with the 3 times multipliers that Ninja can give us, hopefully we can do a decent bit of damage with that. We've also got Bloody Mess to boost our damage ever so slightly more. Serendipity is there once again for a little bit of survivability. And looking at my gear, this is AP Refresh Unyielding, same as that, but that one's got the Sentinels effect attached to it as well, and that one's got the Sentinels and AP Refresh. This one's got +1 strength, which is useful for damage output, and more Sentinels gear. And this one has reduced damage by blocking and endurance, which is, I guess, okay for sprinting. Notes that none of the shadow stuff really works on combat armor, so that's kind of there for looks, I guess. Could probably just go full Brotherhood of Steel, but anyways, regardless of that, that's a whole lot of strength boosted. And there are my special stats from that, which gives us a nice 131 damage, so how hard could it be, right? Okay, so it looks like this time we've drawn a legendary Scorchbeast, but since I'd kind of spawned in here, all of the enemies are going to be trash mobs, so it might be easier to take out a level 65, but we'll just get the attention from the Scorchbeast, go back into caution, and if he lands, he lands. It might take a while for him to do it. Okay, finally landed. We'll pop the Fury to sort of... that's not where I want you to be, mate. We'll pop the Fury to simulate twisted arms, or twisted muscles. Something's twisted here. It's your face after I whack it. And I keep hitting it. Oh, he's going for a charge. He gets to serendipity. He got cut by serendipity. Oh yeah, that does nothing to me. I just keep on whacking him. And then I successfully blocked that. That's helpful. That was a miss. Just keep on hitting it. So that wasn't a terrible run. We'll just have to wait until he lands once again. If I bait him over here, they kind of like to land. Okay, he's finally landed again. Good old RNG is finally... I'm finally on RNG's side. Now I'm just going to keep on hitting it in the face until it's dead. Which is super easy because I'm stealthy. Yay, I killed it. And he gave me what? A Ghoul Slayer's Gauss Rifle. No, you dropped me one of those yesterday. No thanks. I don't like Gauss Rifles. They suck. You shaking your head before I beat you fair and square. I would have easily had you earlier if you would have landed. Believe I'm gonna cut all of the stuff out, but this fight I felt like it went on for like 10 minutes. But anyways, there you have it, a little bit of an experiment. See if the proper build can actually yield you success with one of the or some of the worst weapons in the game. Not the worst, but some of the lower end of the spectrum of weapon effectiveness. But yeah, it's possible. Just have to have a good build. Thank you very much for watching, guys.